How's it going, everybody? Doing a gum chewing Resident Evil 4 review here today. This is the PS4 version. I completed it on Sunday night. It gives you stats at the end. I think it was 21 hours or something, 21 change. I got an overall B. Sorry, responding to a text. But I played on standard mode. I got a B. I died quite a bit in certain parts, and then other chapters I completed. There are 16 chapters in this game. You know, it's Resident Evil 4. You know what it is, right? It's been out multiple times now on VR. It came out on PlayStation 2 and GameCube back in 2005. They've re-released it, I guess HD versions before this came out. I really enjoyed it. There are a few parts that were annoying, but overall I really enjoyed it. They change up a little bit, obviously. The story is Leon. I forget what he's in, like a special force group. Somebody's got to go to Europe to rescue the president's daughter, Ashley. Kidnapped by this cult. You do get a cool beginning cutscene of them killing some random woman. You find out they were hikers, I believe. I'm pretty sure the beginning's a bit different too, where the one cop, you actually try to find the one cop, and you encounter the enemies. I think that was definitely a little different. I don't know what else was like completely different. I know some boss fights, definitely the Ramon boss fight. It definitely was different than it was. I'm pretty sure it was different than it was. It had to have been, at least in the VR. Obviously, it's a remake, so it's got the graphical upgrade. This isn't just like an HD version. This is a full-on remake. It looks really good. I say it probably looks better on PS5, Xbox Series X, or whatever, but it looks solid on here. There's some textures that are a bit muddy and stuff, but I talked about how the character models look really good. Some of them look a little different, for sure, but they all look nice, like Luis, Ashley, Leon, Ada Wong, Sadler, Menendez, Ramon. They all look nice. And the basic enemies do as well. This one is Las Plagas. In this, and the story goes, some spoilers here. The story is they dug up this like amber, whatever, and I guess the things in it, and I guess I got infected, and now like everybody's getting infected, but it works like the other shit. And Luis worked previously for Umbrella, and he's working with Ada Wong. And they're trying to figure out, Umbrella's trying to figure out what this thing is so they can use it, of course. But this one's completely different in terms of the enemies, in terms of like the zombies and, hunters. Right, there were hunters in that one. And lickers. But then, no, there were hunters or something else, I think, right? Lickers, though. Regular zombies. The other enemies you would come across in Resident Evil is different. After you take them out, sometimes things will come out of their head. These giant things will come out of their head. And stuff, and then you gotta pretty much beat them again. And the second version of the thing that comes out of their head can one-hit kill you. Like I said, it starts off, there's 3 sections in this game. It's the village in the beginning, the castle, and then the island, like the kind of factory thing. You can obviously move and shoot in this one now. You couldn't do that in the original version back in the day. And that's key. You can do parry with your knife in this, which is cool in the Krauser fight. Krauser's another character model, looks really nice. So you can parry. You obviously have the suitcase in this one. This one introduced the suitcase, so you can store more stuff and you can upgrade your suitcase. We all know the merchant as well is in this. You do your upgrades with him. You're finding herbs and combining herbs. Like always, you find gunpowder and resources, and you can make bullets mods. You can buy recipes from the merchant. There's a bunch of different guns he has as well. You do find the shotgun in the game, the first shotgun. Did I find any other weapons, or I think I just bought them all? I don't know if you actually do find any other weapons. I can't remember the original, but and pretty much everything is the same as the original version. There's some different stuff. But I think the minecart area was different. I'm going back to the VR one because I've not played the original version in a long time. But I played the VR one in 21, I believe. The end of 21, maybe early 22. And in that one, you would stop and you were going around doing some stuff in these little areas. And then you go, this one was strictly the minecart area. Then you did a little thing. And then you did a minecart area again. But the area wasn't the same as it was originally. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I'm basing it on the VR version. There's other different enemies too. It's these bug things that appear. That some of them you can't see them until you come up close to them. You can see them, but they're camouflage. But sometimes if you're just running quick, you won't notice them and they'll attack you. There's the standard enemies. The boss fights, of course, are crazy over the top stuff. Oh, there's the chainsaw dude. There's the chainsaw sisters you fight. There's chainsaw dude who will one-hit you. There's dogs and the wolves as well. They look really nice too. The enemies all look nice as well. You get it. I mean, on standard, you get a decent amount of ammo. Towards the end of the chapters, I kind of screwed up because there's also these enemies. Well, the one in the like underground lab area. That thing that keeps coming back, you can kill it. And I was wasting my ammo, and I was like, I'm not going to bother trying to kill this thing. It's the one where you freeze it, and you start shooting it. You gotta wait for the elevator. So I'm kind of all over the place with this, but... and there's the other enemies that keep regenerating. They have the bugs in them, the things in them, the parasites. And you gotta shoot them when you get that little scope that can see in them, and you can shoot them. Those things will keep coming back, though, if you don't do it that way, and the one turns into spikes come out and stuff. So there's a good amount of enemies. There are side quests in this one, and that's a part of the reason. I was doing some backtracking as well. And I'll tell you where I spent another good amount of my time, but you're shooting the blue medallions again. That was a thing. Now you have, like, you take out rats randomly in each area. I think it has its own rat thing. There's one where I had to deface a picture of Ramon, and I went into his throne room. It shows you a picture. I'm like, why are there chickens running around here? And then I realized I had to throw an egg at his painting. I missed one side quest. I don't know where. I never picked it up. I was pissed because I did every other one. There's one where, I know I didn't do two. There was one where I had to go back into the one lab and take out those things, the regenerating things. You gotta shoot the things. I was like, I don't want to bother wasting ammo on this. I did do the one where I fight the big dog, like it was the main one, and you have to chase it a little bit. There's a dog out there barking like crazy. Gotta love dogs. So that was cool and stuff. And I went to like Menendez's house, and you're going up in there and you're finding stuff. You can destroy the little Ramon figurines. There's one in each chapter. Obviously, a big part of the game is you're hanging out with Ashley. You don't hang out with her a ton in the game, but there's a few times you have her, and you can tell her to either hide in certain things, or you tell her to keep close, so where you can run past enemies, or you can tell her to stay back so you can deal with enemies while she's not getting attacked. And eventually, the characters will grab her and stuff. She gets incapacitated sometimes, and you gotta just go over there and hit R3. But you can help boost her up into things. She knocks ladders down, or she unlocks stuff. You do play as her briefly as well. That was cool. Also, using the light and stuff, you can't attack the enemies because there's some of the endless players are in the armor, like night armor. That was another side quest I did. I had to kill like the guy. The one knight was in gold. I did that one in the gameplay. I did. There's all that. And another thing I spent a lot of my time on was the shooting gallery. At certain points in the game, when you go by the merchant, there's a shooting gallery, and you can use different guns, and you gotta shoot stuff, and you can get tokens where you can get little kind of like keychains that you could hook onto your case. Now I had 3. I had one that gave me like an extra 15 TMP bullets, or any kind of semi-automatic gun. Bullets sometimes give you an extra 15. Another one I had was with handgun bullets, and then I had another one where green herbs would be 10% better. I had another one where the snake, you can kill some random snakes. That was another side quest too. You had to sell 3 snakes. You can also get bass, and they shoot some bass in the water. You can get help from them. But that gave me another 30% with it. And then I had a Leon and a Luis one that gave me. You can only equip 3 at a time. One where I would get more money for selling guns, and another one where it was easier to repair my knife. Because you can repair your knife at the merchant, and when you can eventually buy body armor, you can repair that as well. And you can trade the spinels that you get from side quests, and some enemies drop them for things, jewels, other treasures that you can find in the game. You know, you find treasures and you put jewels in them, and then you can sell them to the merchant for a higher price when you put more jewels in. I bought a ticket for. I can immediately unlock the exclusive upgrade for each gun as an exclusive upgrade. I guess to get there normally you'd have to buy all the other upgrades. I didn't use the ticket. I don't know why. What I used the spinels on it. You can buy the maps that way as well. You can get the maps that way. It shows you where the treasures are, and some other things like the stock, the Matilda you can buy there, the gun stocks you can get, like all types of different things. You can get through like different cases that will have more resource drops or more red herb drops. The 2 of them that I saw. That's cool. The combat's all fun. You get a bunch. I had a shot. At the end, I had a shotgun. The one rifle, not the Stingray. I had that one, but I sold it. I got the one after that. I had the riot gun. I never bought a rocket launcher. I didn't bother. I still had the regular handgun, and I bought the one Magnum. I forget what it was called. And I had the machine gun. Yeah, I think I had 5. And then you get Krauser's knife when you beat him, and you have your own knife. And you get boot knives and regular knives too, and they wear down when you use them. Because you can quickly stab enemies when they go down. And like I said, you can parry him and then do the melee kick or whatever, or you can parry him and stab him a bunch. The boss fights are cool. The Ramon one was frustrating for me. I don't know why that part was probably the most frustrating. It was a tough boss battle, but he could one-hit me kill. He one-hit me, killed me a bunch of times because I was getting too close to him. That boss fight, when you fought him in the other version, like, he was just a big thing in front of you, but I think you could go down levels. This one, he's like flying around, moving all over the place, and he can still move around and stuff. But the Menendez boss fight, I beat the first time, as well as the last boss fight against Sadler. Right? I did him the first time. The Chainsaw Sisters took me twice. I got one hit by one of them. The second time, it was a pain in the ass because they throw other enemies at you at points too, which is annoying. And the enemies will grab you sometimes, and you're screwed when someone gets close to you and one hit kill you. And also, you can find chicken eggs that give you health. There's a side quest where I had to find a golden chicken egg, and there was a little part on when you get the boat. And after beating the giant, whatever it is, the harpoons. And that one I beat on the first time too. So the remote part got me, and there was a bunch of other parts where I would just Ashley. I died a few times with Ashley as well, because you get hit once when you're using her and you're done. And there's also you get that cube thing that you put in certain things, and you get certain stuff back. I didn't use it at one point because I didn't backtrack far enough. Like I said, you get small keys that can unlock certain drawers, and you get usually treasures out of those as well. There's a lot going on. It's a good game. It has length. And when you beat it, you can do New Game Plus and then unlock Professional Mode. And do New Game Plus on Hardcore, and it brings back what you had. Unfortunately, I didn't have a ton left in terms of ammo after beating Sadler. Ada Wong pops up occasionally to help you. I didn't completely beat all of Resident Evil 6. I did beat Leon in Ada's scenario, but I'm not sure if maybe they get together in that game. I don't know why they haven't gotten together. It's kind of funny. They kept it from the original where, like, Ashley kind of flirts with Leon, and at the end she's like, oh, you could be my significant. She's like, oh, you can work with me and I work with you. And Leon's just kind of like, no. Like, he's like, get the fuck out of here. It's funny. Because he wants Ada, they want each other. And then there's a post kind of mid-credit scene where Ada is talking to Wesker, and Ada's spoilers here, and Ada's like, no, if that happens in the other game too, the original version, she kind of, her moral, she makes a moral choice to do the right thing, kind of, I guess. It's cool though, like I said, it looks good, the combat's fun, and that you can move and shoot is nice. That's a big deal. And you know, once you, and I was talking to somebody about it, they commented it, and like, I wasn't parrying as much at first. When I was parrying, it was helping out a lot of enemies. At the Krauser boss fight was killed. I died like 3 times in the last part of that, or 2, I forget what it was, but then I was able to take him out because I was focusing more on the knife. I took him out fairly easily. But that you have to avoid his traps in the one part, and then you have to take him out kind of in just one-on-one combat right in the front, in this little circle thing. I'm probably forgetting something. There's some puzzles in there as well, obviously. All Resident Evil games, there are some puzzles. I'm not going to really talk about them. Much about the puzzles, and you're finding stuff out about what happened in the village, and the villagers at first, when they came in and started, like, people in the castle came down. I'm going to tell them, getting them into the cult pretty much and stuff. The thing with these Resident Evil games, you actually get better backstory through the files you obtain than through, like, the actual cutscenes and stuff. I had a lot of fun with it. Like I said, it was lengthy for me. And like I said, I was doing all the boss stuff and, I mean, all the side quests, and I spent a bunch of time in the shooting gallery. I said all the voice acting was solid. I don't know if they're the same voice actors or not. They were. Ada Wong, I don't think was. Ada Wong's voice actress sounded familiar, like I've heard her elsewhere before. And some of the boss, but you know, it's Resident Evil, so the bosses always turn into like massive, annoying things, like Sadler does, and Menendez like splits in 2 at one point. You know, nothing like was it Lady Demeshru or whatever her name is, and 8 turns into that like massive dragon type thing, whatever it was. But playing this makes me want to go back and get the. I have 0 on the Xbox One, the HD version. I'm gonna get the first one too. Like I might like have an urge to play. I might pick up 5 again. Because this one shares 5 shares a lot in common with 4. 4, in my opinion, 4 is the better of the 2 games. 5 is great too, but 5 loses like almost all of its survival horror shit. This game they made it a little bit creepier too. Like it's a little really darker in places. You got your flashlight in some spots. It just has a creepier vibe than the original version had. They did the same thing with Resident Evil 2. 3 not as much, the remake, but the Resident Evil 2 remake was definitely creepier than the original version. At least for me. But there's a lot of cool stuff in this game. It's fun, and it's the kind of game where I beat it in like 7-8 days. I wanted to keep playing it. I don't get that a lot with games. Of course, it's got to be a remake of an older game. Whenever I get a PS5 or a Series X, I got to get the Dead Space remake as well, because I really enjoyed the 3 Dead Spaces, but the first 2 I really liked. But this is a great game. I'd go 9 out of 10 out of this on this. I was thinking maybe 9.5, but it's a solid 9. It's just an excellent game, honestly. And Capcom's really hitting out of the ballpark with these remakes. I hope they do Code Veronica. At this point, I wouldn't care if they did the 0 and the original, even though they made like 80 versions. But I would love to see them do it. I mean, these gotta sell well, so I would just keep doing it. The only one I enjoyed Resident Evil 3 remake, but it's the weakest of the 3, kind of by far, because they went a direction in trying to make it more like an action movie. Which, whatever, you know, that's fine, and I did enjoy it, but it is not nearly as good as 2 and 3, 2 and 4. I gotta say, 2 is probably still my favorite of these 3, the remakes. And Leon's a great character. He's probably my favorite character in Resident Evil. I always liked him. That's why I was so pissed they made him into a doofus idiot in that Operation, was it Resident Evil? Raccoon City, whatever they called it. And like I said, I think I talked about that. The guy who played him, I was like, I could see this guy being Leon, but he like doesn't know how to work a shotgun. I was like, what? I was pissed. Because I was like, give this guy the Leon attitude, and I'm like, yeah, there you go. No, I didn't do it though. You want to make him a bumbling fool for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, excellent game. Definitely a 9 out of 10. Graphically, it looks good, and I'm basing it on the PS4. I've not played it on the more superior consoles, but the gameplay's fun. It can be frustrating at times. Like some people rip it up at this game, right? I probably would have did better at this game 10 years ago, but I'm getting slower in my older age, right? On the sticks. But it is still fun. And the way the Resident Evils work when you get new things to unlock new areas and stuff, the way it progresses and the way it structures is nice, you know. Oh, I can go in this room now and stuff. It's always the way it works. It's always been cool. But it's a Resident Evil story too. It's over the top. It's ridiculous, you know. I feel it's not as ridiculous as like Metal Gear, but this would make more sense for the Resident Evil to be more ridiculous because you're dealing with giant creatures and all types of other crap. It goes from like zombies to like insane creatures. But it's cool. I want to get Resident Evil 6 again, actually. I want to pick that up again and beat the scenarios I didn't beat. Because I was not into that game that much. I liked Leon and Ada's campaigns. I'm pretty sure I did Chris's and wasn't into as much. And I was starting to do Wesker's Kids. There might have been one other scenario. I'm not sure. I'm not going to give that another chance. But yeah, I think I covered a lot here. I probably missed some stuff. My reviews, I start going all over the place. Something pops in my head, I'm like, I better talk about it, but like I said, it looks good. It plays well, you know, it's fun, the gameplay is fun. You know, stories, Resident Evil, it's alright, you know. It's over the top, it's kind of ridiculous, expected. And the Ashley stuff is not bad in terms, I'm not saying her gameplay section, but she's not like some of these missions where you're with another character and you gotta deal with them as a pain in the ass. She got carried a bunch of times. I think 2 times she actually got carried away completely. But most of the time, it's easy to get rid of them and stuff. And it was never really a big. I did blow her up once because I was in that part in the castle where I have to get the one piece of that 3-headed thing, and the guy lowers the thing so you can't run to it. And I was just laying into these things, but I was all of a sudden getting backed up. I threw a grenade towards where Ashley and the things were, and it's like, you killed her. I was like, whoops. But anyway, yeah. Resident Evil 4. It's a great game. Pick it up on the 4. If you have the PS4, get it. If you don't have a 5 or a Series X, just get it on here. You're going to enjoy it. It may not look as good, but you're going to enjoy it. I enjoyed it. Like I said, 9 out of 10. But yeah. Thanks for checking this out. And have a good day.